So previously, Ali, we talked about retelling a lecture. And I told you that you have to be careful about retelling a lecture. You have to write the keywords. You have to be careful about the 10 seconds that you have. And finally, you have to be careful of the 40 seconds just to retell the lecture. You have to retell the most important information, which is the reasons and the examples. Now, let's discuss something new, the new task, which is answering short question. Keep in mind, Ali, that this task is about giving only one word or a few words only. It's not a complete answer. You don't have to say a complete answer at all. I know that the questions are WH questions, but that doesn't mean that you have to write, you have to say a complete answer. No, you have to say only one word or a few words maximum. For example, two, three words. This is the meaning of answering short question. Now, this is a very short answer speaking task type that tests listening and speaking skills. You have to respond to a short question in one or a few words only. Now you will do this task from 10 to 12 times, and you have to answer the short question as we mentioned. Now let me zoom the page in just to show you the exact screen that is going to be shown in front of you. So this is the screen about answering short question. So you will hear a question. Please give a simple and short answer. Often, just you have to say only one word or a few words only is enough to answer this question. Now, if you want to take a look at this box, at this screen, you can notice that we have two boxes. The first box, as usual, is the audio status box and the volume control. And the next box is the recording status box that tells you when the microphone opens and when the microphone closes. Now, what are the strategies and the tips that I have to be careful of when I want to answer any short question? Absolutely, I have to stay focused. In the 3 seconds before the audio begins for each task, I have to focus on the task so you are ready to understand the question. Now, the questions are really short, so you must answer as soon as the microphone opens. So keep your concentration through all the tasks. Finally, don't let your mind wander as there is no time to tune in to what you will hear. So please be careful. You have to focus because the time is really short. Now I have to completely understand the question. Absolutely, I have to listen for question word. The question is about WH question. We have who, we have what, we have when, we have how, we have why. That will help you to understand the question. Keep in mind, Ali, please, that I have to know the function of every WH tool. Because if the speaker is asking me who, so I have to talk about a person. And if the speaker uses what, so I have to talk about a certain thing. When is to talk about a time. How is to talk about how things work. Why is to talk or to mention the reason. So this is extremely important to know the function of every WH question, because in this way you can expect the answer that you want to say. Do not be afraid that you will not have the specific knowledge needed, because all the questions are about topics from our daily life and from our knowledge. So the questions are general questions. You don't have to prepare for the questions or just to be ready for something or to read something. So they are general topics or questions. There is no correct answer. That is usually one word or a short phrase. Absolutely, if I want to speak, I have to speak clearly. Speak when the blue recording bar appears in the recording status box. There is no tone, so this is why you have to be careful. The microphone will close if there is silence for more than 33 seconds. So please don't stay silent for 3 seconds unless the microphone will be closed. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if you realize that you have made a certain mistake, correct yourself immediately, as the score depends on the correct word, or maybe words only. So once you have answered, click next. Now, the question is, how can I be prepared for answering a short question? Now, to practice giving quick responses to short questions, work with a certain friend to write a set of short questions on a certain card or cards on general knowledge or general topics you know very well. Then exchange the cards and ask each other the questions. For example, what satellite of the Earth lights the sky at night? This is a certain example. Where would you find whales? What part of their body do birds use to fly, etc.? So I have to answer using only one word or a few words only. I have to expand my vocabulary by developing association balloons. What do I mean by association balloons? Let's take a look at this example. Notice here, for example, we have medicine. So you can write or you can draw a circle like this. And here you can write medicine. After that, Ali, you can draw balloons. Here you can draw a certain balloon, and here another balloon, and here a third balloon, for example, and here we have the fourth balloon. So I can expand my vocabulary, and I have to write every single word that is associated or connected to this word. For example, medicine. We notice that hospital is connected to medicine. So I can write here hospital. Here in this balloon, I can write doctor because doctor is connected to medicine. Here in this balloon, for example, I can write nurse. And here I can write disease if you want to draw another balloon. So this is a good way just to memorize vocab and to keep them in your long-term memory. I have to practice understanding question forms by writing series of statements about the same topic that I know very well. Then I have to convert the questions, or I have to convert them all to questions. I can then ask a friend to ask me about the questions in a random way, and then I have to answer them. So practicing is extremely important. I can practice using question forms across as many tenses as I can. Because absolutely, as we said, Ali, earlier, that I have to know how to use the tenses correctly. If the question is the simple past, absolutely, my answer is going to be in the simple past. If the question in the future, my answer should be in the future. If it is in the simple present tense, I don't have to forget that I have to use the simple present tense or the present tenses. So I have to stick with the tense. I don't have to change it at all. Because if the question is in the simple present, and my answer is in the simple past, absolutely, I will get nothing. So please be careful about using the tense. Now, if you want to say your short answer, you have to be careful about the pronunciation of the words that you want to pronounce. I have to learn the pronunciation of these words. Now, if you want to learn any vocab or any new word, Ali, you have to know its meaning from the dictionary. This is number one. Two, you have to know how to pronounce this word, how to read it. Then you have to know how to write it because absolutely you need it in writing. And finally, I have to practice listening for the stressed words in questions you hear. Now, if you want to ask me why, because you notice that in general English, Ali, the verbs, the modal verbs are not stressed. So you will not be able to hear the modal verbs clearly. But absolutely all the nouns are stressed. So I have to focus on the nouns the speaker is going to say, because through the nouns, I can expect the answer, I can know the answer. It is not from the verb. Okay?
Okay.
So be careful about the preparation, because absolutely you have to be ready and you have to prepare very well just to get a good band or score in the PTE exam. Now it is the time to practice. So if you have any questions concerning the strategies, you can ask me before completing practicing.
No, all good.
Okay, everything is good. Now, let's go into details by discussing this task, which is answering short question. Again, there are from 10 to 12 tasks in the PTE exam. For each task, you hear a question, and then you have to answer the question into the microphone. Now, the wording in the instructions below here are exactly the same like the actual exam. So this is it. These are the instructions that you will see in the final exam. So you will read that, you will hear a question. Please give a simple answer by answering only short answer. One word is only, sometimes a few words is enough. When I say a few words, Ali, 2 words, 3 words maximum.
A
Okay?
maximum 3 words.
Maximum, because here we have a few. A few, 2, 3, not 4. Okay?
Okay.
So this is the meaning of short answer. It's not a complete answer, please. So be careful about that. Okay. Now let's talk about the tips that you have to remember all the time if you want to answer this task. Now we have to read the tips as we are practicing the questions, Ali, okay? But let me, Ali, read the first 3 tips, then we have to start practicing, and I'm going to show you the tip for every question just to be able to be careful about this task, which is answering short answers. Okay, now tip number 1, start your answer as soon as the recording status box changes the color or changes to recording. So please, as we said, because if you want to stay silent for 3 seconds, the microphone will be closed automatically. Okay?
Okay.
As we said, if you wait longer than 3 seconds, you will lose your opportunity to answer the question, please. And the recording will move on to the next question. So please don't stay silent. Don't think slowly. You have to be fast. You have to think fast. 2, this task type is not individually timed. You cannot press next when you are ready. So please, you have to focus all the time. You have to be ready, because you cannot decide when to start and when to finish. You must click next only to move to the next task after you have given your response. Now the timer for the speaking section will continue running. So once the microphone closes, you can next to move on. So this is the meaning, that is, this type is not individually timed. Now 3, follow the instructions carefully and only give a short answer. For example, now we have to listen to the first recording, and I'm going to show you the tip when we listen. So the first short question with short answer is 15. Let me play the question and let's discuss the tips that we have here. So it is 15. Let's listen to the question. This is it.
Test 1. Answer short question. Page 23. 1.
Which section of a train timetable will tell you what time your train leaves?
Okay, so this is the question. Now I have to follow the instructions and only give a short answer. For example, if the answer is stage, okay, then stage or maybe a stage, the stage, it's called a stage. So it's a stage will all be correct and will score the same marks. I mean, if you want to say, Ali, a stage is correct. If you want to say the stage, it is correct. If you want to say a stage, it is correct. Or maybe stage only without any article, it is correct too. Why? Because the important word is stage.
Okay.
Okay? So this is the first step. Now let's listen to the question again. Wait. This is recording 3. Okay, let me play recording 3, which is about stage. Wait. Or the third recording, it is 17 maybe.
3.
What do we call the meeting where an employer asks a potential employee questions about their work experience?
No, this is not the question. Okay, this is 3, not 3. By the way, let's listen, Ali, to the first question. And let's try to give a short answer. We said that it is 15, so let's listen again.
Test 1. Answer short question. Page 23. 1.
Which section of a train timetable will tell you what time your train leaves?
What did he say?
Which section of the train time they tell you that the training time you want to leave or
So what do you think about the answer?
so can I hear again, please?
Yes, we can. Absolutely. We are practicing. Again.
Test 1. Answer short question. Page 23. 1.
Which section of a train timetable will tell you what time your train leaves?
So,
Yeah, which section? So once the microphone close, click next and move on.
move on, yes, to the next task. Okay, Ali, because we are practicing, let me tell you the question again slowly, okay?
Yeah.
Now she said, which section of a train timetable will tell you what time your train leaves? What do you think? What is the answer?
Okay.
Now, Ali, if you want to go to the train station, okay,
Yeah.
and you want to leave, okay, and you are now in the section of leaving, what can we call you?
So
You want me
section
to...
will continue running.
Okay. Okay, Ali, did you hear the question? Can I tell you the question?
Yeah, can you tell me the question again?
Yes. The question is saying, which section of a train timetable will tell you what time your train leaves? You know what? I think I have to write the question down because I think this is a better idea. Let me write the question down because it is the first time we practice this task. So let me write the question and I want you now to think about the answer. Let me write in the middle of the page. Okay. Now she said, he said, which section of a train timetable will tell you.
What means timetable?
Timetable is for example, the table or any board that makes you know the time that you have to leave.
Okay.
Okay. For example, maybe you want to go to train A. Train A leaves at 10, for example. Train B leaves at 11. Train C leaves at 12.
Okay.
Okay. So, which section of a train timetable will tell you what time? Will tell you what time your train leaves. Your train leaves. Now, let me make you listen to the question again, just to fully understand it. So,
Test 1. Answer short question. Page 23. 1.
Which section of a train timetable will tell you what time your train leaves?
so what do you think about the answer, Ali?
Can we go to the
To the instructions, the tips?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it.
Okay, so the answer from this tip or no?
The answer is departures. Departures. This is the answer that you have to answer. Departures. Okay? So,
Departure.
yes, which section of a train timetable, now which section you have to be in, for example, will tell you what time your train leaves. It's departures. The section of departures.
What of meaning departure? Departure.
Departures is the place that you have to leave the country, for example, or the place, or the village, or the city.
Okay.
Okay? For example, if you are at the airport, we have departure section. Departures because you want to travel. You want to travel far. You want to fly, for example, to another country. So you have to go where? To departures. Now, if you reach the country, you want to go where? To arrival section. Okay?
Okay.
So the answer is departures.
Departure.
Exactly. Okay?
Okay.
Now let me make you listen to the next question and let's try to guess the answer. So this is the next question. Short question with short
2.
answer.
What do we call the list of steps that tell you how to put something together?
Okay, can you write this one?
Can we write? Absolutely no. We cannot write, but we can listen again because we are practicing.